What's up, guys? It's Nate here. So today it's like kind of a different video, but I'm gonna be talking about the Toronto Raptors and their upcoming off season. I really truly believe this off season might be one of our most important in recent memory. Obviously, the 2018-2019 one was kind of nuts, where we got Kawhi, but the Raptors are in a really weird place right now. We're kind of we're lacking direction. In where we're going. It's like we're trying to rebuild, but at the same time stay competitive, which is never a good idea. It's kind of like I call it the Washington Wizards syndrome. You're too good to get good draft picks, but you're too ass to do anything in the playoffs to even contend, and that's the last thing I want to see from my team here. So I'm really I really hope the Raptors can make the good decisions this year. I think what's best for this team is to fully rebuild. I love our stars. I love our players to death. Obviously, this is my team. I'm a huge Raptors fan. I'm from Toronto, so it's important to me. But and I just love NBA, so of course they're my team. But I truly think players like Siakam, Van Vliet, even maybe like Chris Boucher, he's like 30. I love him, but like Pirtle, like some players got to go. And to preface, like I love Siakam, and I think Siakam can. I think he deserves better right now. I think with his talent, he deserves to be able to contend, and I just don't think our team has that. The so in this upcoming draft, which is seeming like a really loaded draft class, we have the 13th overall pick, and the 13th overall pick isn't necessarily bad. There's been some legends, some really good players drafted with it like Kobe Bryant, Devin Booker, but it's rare. It's not common. So there's news going around that seems credible because the Trailblazers are dumbasses that they want to trade their third overall pick to build around Damian Lillard because they've been trying to do that since 2012 and look how that's fucking worked out. But there's been a lot of sources and news and like what's the word like theories that Siakam to Portland's pretty must like it's looking like that might happen. I truly think Siakam to Portland for the third overall pick makes a lot of sense. It gives the Trailblazers what they want, a chance to contend, and I truly think Siakam and Lillard are that's like a top that's a top 10 duo in the league for sure. I'm not sure if it's enough to get a championship, to be honest, because the Trailblazers are still going to need some more help. But with their young players like Shaden Sharp and like Anthony Simons and shit, like they have a chance to break out. Anthony Simons kind of already has, but he can get better. So I think, and for the Raptors, I mean, that's perfect for us. It benefits both teams. It's definitely not one sided, at least in my opinion. I really think the Raptors should go in that direction. The Hornets are looking to draft Brandon Miller for some fucking reason. He's amazing, but Scoot Henderson's obviously just a better player. The Hornets are kind of maybe the worst franchise in sports history, so I'm not really surprised. If you're a Hornets fan, please unsubscribe from me. I'm just kidding, but I feel bad for you. Um, you should always draft talent over fit, in my opinion. But if the Hornets do end up taking Miller, that means, and we get the third overall pick, that means Scoot Henderson's ours. And Scoot and Scotty, man, as a backcourt, holy fuck, that's something. That's something for sure. Like that's something to build off. And yeah, I just really think the Raptors don't have a chance. I think at most with our current team, I think at most what we could, like the most damage we can do right now at our peak is like a 6 seed. Um, and as a Raptors fan, I don't seeing us in the playoffs is cool, but I would be shocked if we make it to the second round with our current roster. Players like Van Vliet, like they've had their place in Raptors history, and he'll go down as a legend. But like his time's up. Like, this team isn't competitive anymore, and he's turning 30. Like it's just not on our timeline or what our timeline should be. And he's a free agent, and it looks like he's leaving anyway. So that's I wouldn't say it's good, but it's good in terms of rebuilding. I think especially with Scotty Barnes too, he's still. I feel like Scotty Barnes got really underrated, just because he didn't have a huge sophomore season, but he definitely still has crazy potential. And pair that with Scoot, I'm pretty excited to see where this team can go. So yeah, so I think what the Raptors do this offseason is very important. It's going to kind of show the direction our team's heading in. Are we going to become like the Spurs and rebuild and do it well, or are we going to be the Wizards for the next fucking 5 years? You know, and no one wants to be the Wizards. So yeah, this offseason is definitely important. Players like OG and Anobi as well. He's great because he's old enough to be good and young enough to fit a rebuilding timeline. And if we do happen to trade him, we can get a lot in return. So, you know, with OG and Anobi, I love them, but like I would be happy keeping him or trading him. Well, depending on what the trade is, but the trade for OG would looks like it would be Raptor sided because his asking price is pretty fucking huge. So yeah, so this season I'm pretty excited for. Coming up, let's see what we can do with it. And hopefully we do get to hold on to our 13th overall pick as well. There's this one player, I think his name, I know his name, but I don't really know how to pronounce it. Bilal Koulibaly. I totally probably butchered that, but he looks like a fucking baller, and it's looking like the Raptors will be able to pick him up at 13, and I think that would be a great fit for our team. And yeah, get that in the third overall pick. I'd be so happy. I think the smartest thing for the Raptors to do is definitely rebuild, and I would be concerned if we hold on to Siakam and some other veteran players. Like, yeah, so Siakam, man, like he's amazing. Where he just doesn't fit our timeline, and he's had his place. Same with Van Vliet, like he's had his place, but man, like I would love for him to be on the Raptors forever, but it's just I would love a lot more for the Raptors to have a positive direction. So yeah, so that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys agree with me. Like this offseason is important for us. The last thing, because this team's been competitive since like 2015 up until this year, and I really don't want to see this team turn into something that it shouldn't be, because it's been consistently good for a while, and I hope, and I do believe in Masai. Masai's been one of the best GMs in the league, maybe one of the best GMs in the last 20 years, man. Like he's really good. So I do have hope that we're gonna make the right decision. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and see you later, alligator.